Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Chat, my weekly vlog. And today we've got a few things to talk about. I've got a few comments to go through, but first of all, before I forget, I'm going to have to go through the stuff that I wanted to mention. So first of all, the big thing, XCOM 2, despite showing at PAX in a fairly complete fashion, has just been delayed until February next year, and that sucks. I was really looking forward to XCOM 2, and now I have to wait even longer, and I hate waiting. I can only hope that Fallout 4 is not delayed as well. And I hope, actually, because they've delayed it, they might make it a bit prettier, because I don't really have a problem with the visuals of XCOM 2, but it was very jarring when I first saw the playable stuff, the gameplay, before PAX, I mean, back at E3. It didn't look great. It looked fine, but it didn't look great. So I'm hoping they're just doing a little bit more polish. There was a recent video about the Avenger, that's the converted alien ship that you use for it. And it looked fine. It looked great. I remember speaking about it last week. Sorry, this is quite early in the morning. Second video of the day, so still a little bit, a little bit dodgy. So that was one thing, the XCOM 2 delay. Great shame. I hope a lot of stuff is getting delayed till next year. Are people scared of the holiday season this year or something? It's been happening a lot. I just hope it doesn't happen to everything I'm looking forward to. We've still got Monster Hunter Cross, Fallout 4, other things. So that's one of the things I wanted to mention, the XCOM 2 delay. The other thing I wanted to bring up was the thing I was talking about last week that I showed you all, the SteelSeries Stratus, which I was using for Freedom Unite on iOS to play it. I have this weird issue. I mean, the wireless here is just shit. It is. It's always been shit. It probably always will be because it's quite an old building. So for whatever reason, the Bluetooth, which the Stratus used, seemed to cause more lag with the iPad, ignore my phone, which is there, streaming to my PC, which I then recorded. Now, even without the Stratus, there's occasional stutters, but with the Stratus, it's not acceptable for me. So I decided the controller cost 50 quid, and I just could not see myself making that back with videos of a quality I would find acceptable. So I decided to get it sent back for a refund. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I can't do Freedom Unite iOS videos. What it does mean though is I would have to get used to the touch controls. I really don't like them. I feel like they fight against you and you can't move with the finesse you can when you're playing it on something else. But I might try, depending on how long there is between whenever I finish doing Portable 3rd HD and Cross coming out. That's my plan there. So there's nothing wrong with the controller, it is just wireless here, it can't function properly. And some people pointed out is the stuttering in that Freedom Unite hour of I did. It's obvious, but it's kind of okay. I don't find it okay. When I watched it back when it went live, I was cringing a little bit at how bad it was at times. Sometimes I didn't notice during the record, and even when I skipped through afterwards to make sure it recorded fine, I must have missed the really bad bits. So no. Now that doesn't mean I can't do iPad stuff. The license for the software I found that does the streaming to the PC is cheap. It's like 5 quid. That's fine. That is easily covered. So I will still be able to do actual iPad content if I get approached. Well, I always get approached about mobile games. Most of them don't tickle my fancy, but on the off chance one of them does, I have the means for direct capture, so I don't have to always ask the dev for a PC build, because usually that is not viable. So that's the other thing. I don't have anything against the controller other than perhaps the size. It just didn't work for what I got it for, so had to get rid of it. Also, it just started raining exceptionally heavily. If you can hear that. Probably can't, but if it gets even heavier you might. Also, if it starts thundering, I'm going to have to stop this, so that'll be a little bit awkward. So that was the second thing. What's our third thing? Let's see. XCOM 2, sending the controller back. Oh, the return of the ARC series. So if you missed my ARC episodes after I stopped for a little while we set up the online stuff, they're back and we're playing online with Stormkiller, Dragonakis, Court, maybe other people in the future. We've bumped up like XP stuff, so we're catching up with where I was super quick, and we're going to get into new stuff very soon. In fact, you might start seeing that towards the end of this week. So there's that to look forward to. Beyond that, let me just change tabs here. I'm sure there was something else I wanted to mention. Well, oh, of course, the main event, sort of. There might have been a comment about it as well. I don't think there was. YouTube Gaming is launched, and I've tried it out via Dragonakis streaming us playing some ARC and recording some episodes live. So how does YouTube gaming compare to Twitch? On a technical level, YouTube is far superior. On about every other level, it's not as good. That is my initial impression of both being a viewer of YouTube gaming and by proxy streaming on YouTube gaming. I love that the streamer can stream on whatever quality they like, and people with crap connections like me don't get stuttery, bad quality streams, because the same options that are there when you watch a YouTube video are there for a live stream. So if CR wants, I always use CR as an example because he streams at way too high a bitrate for most people. If he wants to stream at his 3500 on Twitch, because he's not partnered, that means a lot of people, including me, will often get laggy streams or jittery streams when I watch him because my connection can't keep up with the bitrate he's trying to produce. And because he isn't partnered on Twitch, there is no medium or low option below the source, because Twitch is stupid and locks those behind partnership. So on YouTube, you don't have that problem. He can go stream on his 3500 and it'll be, you know, 1080 or 720, 60 frame, and if I need to, I can drop it down to 480, and I can still watch with a reasonably good picture and still interact. Another thing, the Twitch delay, the chat delay on YouTube gaming is non-existent. There is an option you can select to make it even better, or you can make it slightly worse at the improvement of quality, depending on which you prefer. So that definitely is a plus point. Moderation tools are definitely lacking in the chat. You can only do like 10-minute timeout or outright ban. There's no in between. They've got a lot of emotes, but a lot of the emotes are just dull. And most people are misusing the chat currently to just go into the ones that do have high numbers of viewers and who are themselves begging for subscriptions. So better moderation tools are needed. Although I think it is tied to your channel settings, so you can do like the phrase "check out my channel" and hopefully that would catch a lot of them, but there needs to be a bit more work. Definitely, it seems to have launched with some missing features that really should have been in there, and it has a active content ID system as opposed to Twitch, which mutes VODs after the fact. YouTube does it live, and this leads to hilarious things like last night when I was watching some PAX coverage on YouTube gaming via GameSpot or whatever, and they were playing Mario Maker, and all of a sudden halfway through the screen just suddenly went blank and it displayed the YouTube gaming logo, and it went on for a little bit, and then the game came back with no sound, and it was very, very obvious that the stream was auto taken down because of the Mario music, and eventually they got it back when they didn't do the track that happened to be getting caught. Most people are instantly turned off by the fact that it will do that live, and it's stupid because the content ID system is not good. It is misused, it's abused, it doesn't function properly, and stifles creativity. So Twitch definitely has that over it. Another advantage YouTube gaming has though is that it does not have a contract which will tie you into anything. So the people who are already tied into Twitch with partnership, they are locked in, they are not allowed to stream on YouTube gaming. So that means if you're a smaller channel, or you've just never bothered with Twitch and you do have a big channel, YouTube gaming might be your means by which to break out, because the big fish can't use YouTube gaming. They can't. It's in their contract. They would be breaching their contract to do so. So that means there's a lot more opportunities to get discovered. And a lot of the stuff I've seen on the front page of YouTube gaming does seem to be like random people with just a few viewers. So either none of the big people are doing it, or it is just kind of randomly showing you stuff. Like I watched some Russian guy with 2 viewers playing some Dark Souls 2. I don't know who they were, I just watched them for a little bit. So it might be a way by which to get discovered. So if you are a moderate to high or moderate to low tier channel or streamer, I would definitely consider YouTube gaming. Give it a chance. Just know that you have to work around the god-awful content ID system, because that's definitely the biggest negative, since it's a function of YouTube that has always been broken, and they've never bothered to improve it because it would take too much work. But as the actual stream itself, I found it better than Twitch. It's a personal thing. I know most people were instantly dismissive of it because of the content ID, but in general I like it. It's definitely made for mobile devices. I mean, the app is for sure, but I mean the way it's laid out, it's not great for a PC, personally, I think. But anyway, that's my thoughts on YouTube gaming currently. That's a few days after it launched. I've spent a little bit of time on it. I was watching the Magic the Gathering World Tournament is using it as their main streaming source for while they're at PAX. I know how to play Magic, by the way. I did some videos of it on the channel a long time ago. I still couldn't keep up with the players because they do everything so fast. They know what every single card does, so it's like, oh, I played that card, okay, I'll just do that. It's just, it goes too fast. I couldn't follow it, but I had it on in the background while I was working, so I mean, if nothing else, it let me watch an esport I would never have watched, and I don't even think is represented on Twitch, but I could be wrong about that. Either way, that was my initial thoughts. Let me know what you think of YouTube gaming, and we'll see. I asked on Twitter actually to get some feedback. It's a mixed bag, to put it mildly. So anyway, let me go through the comments on last week's Let's Chat, starting with DRC97, who says, Devil Joe counts, so that would be terrifying. This was in relation to, he asked me what characters I would want to make real, and Devil Joe for fun. Thinking about Death Note, what do you think if you were a Shinigami your addiction would be? So Ryuk's was apples. Well, the reason he's addicted to them though is because apples in the Shinigami world just turn to dust like everything else, right? I'm not sure. What would my addiction be? Jelly beans. That would be my addiction. Jelly beans. Pirates make everything better, question mark. In terms of video games, full stop. Yes? Bolter or lightning claws? So this is in regards to 40k. Depends what on. If you're talking about, say, assault marines, no, that wouldn't be a bolter, that'd be a bolt pistol. Unless by bolter you're meaning all bolt weapons. But in terms of lightning claws, I don't actually like them that much. I prefer storm shield and thunderhammer because they're just flat out better. And the only thing that make Terminators worthwhile, if you're talking about Terminators, sadly, tactical Terminators, the ones with bolters and power fists, got left behind in the power creep. They are not worth their points and never ever will be. Because 40k is very, very broken, especially now. Alucard Games says, yes, I did change my name. You can check my channel to see why. Well, I can gather. You should also check out Natural Doctrine. It's a good tactical RPG. Actually, there'll be a video going up on a tactical RPG tomorrow, I think, or maybe tonight, that I covered for my look at. It's not as punishingly unfair as reviews made it seem. It does lack a bit of story. Okay. I'm actually a little bit interested in that game that just came out, the Heavy Rain type one. Until Dawn. I approached for a review copy and sadly never heard back, and I hate the price of... Oh, I just went pale because I went to check my email. I hate the price of new PS4 games, so I got put off buying it, but it looks interesting. I'll probably pick it up in a sale at some point and maybe even play it. It's Heavy Rain, but instead of it being a schlocky serial killer whodunit, it's a schlocky slasher film, and although it'll probably have some jump scares, it looks cheesy enough like all the old films I used to watch when I was a kid that I'm interested. And I've heard it hailed as like the best David Cage game that David Cage never made, so that's interesting to me. I loved Heavy Rain, so any game that plays in essentially the same way but with a different tone, it's interesting. So I'll probably get it. I'm not paying full price for it, and I didn't get back about a review copy, so it'll be a long time from now. I don't know if I do any content on it. I'm interested in it. I think that might be as a result of also the first night that YouTube Gaming launched. I didn't press on the stream, but I had it up in the background of my other monitor, and one of the random people who were live streaming at the time happened to be playing it, I think, and I kind of just kept on looking over every so often and thinking, oh, that looks quite interesting. So it did that, if nothing else. You also said, it annoys me to no end that I'm unable to edit a post via the mobile app. I constantly make spelling mistakes or nonsensical sentences due to my dumbass autocorrect. Yeah, I get that. Don't worry, usually I can get to the bottom of what was being said, so it's fine. And as for Natural Doctrine, I don't know what that is, so I will try and remember to look that up. Remind me on Twitter if you can. Todd Sever left a... Oh wait, hang on, you told me how to pronounce it. It's Sever. Todd Sever left 2 comments. The second one was just telling me how to pronounce his name. Alright, that's fine, thank you. So I kind of figured what the soda flavoured candy would taste like. There are a few types of candy here in America that are like that, which honestly disappoints just a wee bit. Hang on, you're in America and you say wee bit? Are you Scottish? Did you emigrate? Also, I know they haven't really shown too much regarding classes in XCOM 2. Oh, you made me sad again. Got delayed. But what's the class you're most looking forward to? For me, it has to be the Ranger, cause sword. Just cause sword. I think I remember mentioning this when XCOM 2 first got its reveal trailer. That some people were saying, it's got a sword in it, that's stupid. you could still technically be right. However, it's a homage to one of the other XCOM games, the one with the monsters from the deep. You can have a sword in that, so that's what they're referencing. I like snipers, so snipers and any variation of sniping. Dragonaka says, hooray, more facial hair. You're getting about a standard today. And Jason Anino says, would you think about doing an hour of the contracts mode of Hitman? I know the series was not that popular, but maybe one episode of a challenging contract would be entertaining. Well, that's another thing that put me off doing more of those, because if I did discover a contract that was really, really difficult, it would normally take at least an hour, probably 2, for me to work out how to even do it. Then I'd have to try and build on my time to make it better. It involved so much effort that that's why it wasn't worth the very meagre viewership it got. So if I did an hour of contracts mode, keeping in mind I haven't played the game for like well over a year, probably 2 years at this point, maybe not that long, I'd be very, very rusty. I think it's probably worth just waiting until this early access build 1 comes out at the end of the year, and I'll play that, and hopefully they'll be fine with videos, etc. I know they're not right now because it's kind of closed beta, but what I've seen of it, it looks good. And although it's early access without being called early access, so they can charge full price at release, I'm interested in it. I didn't hate Absolution though, I didn't hate the story mode of it. I do keep on meaning to maybe go back to that at some point for like a patron series or something. I guess I could put that on the list of stuff I'd stream once I can stream. So anyway, last few comments now. A couple from Red Knight here. He says he likes the SteelSeries stuff. He has some SteelSeries headphones, though he likes gaming headsets so much that now I can't stand normal headphones. Well, I use have I showed off my headset? Hang on. Well, I have before because I did an unboxing of them, but I use these headsets. These are part of my Plantronics rig, which is the thing that you can have your phone and PC sound hooked up to simultaneously and switch between them, and they have separate volumes. You have your built-in mic thingy. I can't pick up the rig bit to show you, but if you look in my unboxing playlist, when I first got given that for a review, I did a video on it. And I like it, and it's lasted a while as well. Flik, I know you like the Hitman games, so how do you feel about the Hitman movie coming out? I didn't know there was a new Hitman. I spoke about this in a Rebirth episode, I'm not sure if it's gone live yet. I didn't know there was a new Hitman movie until I happened to see an ad for it at the start of a YouTube video, with Quentin Flynn as the villain and the same guy from the first awful movie playing Agent 47, even though he does not have the build for Agent 47. I think they hired him just because he's bald. It looked very action-y. It also looked like very close to the... Oh, I just shook my monitor. It also looks very close to the plot of Absolution, where there's this girl who is programmed to be a killer, but she hasn't unlocked her potential or something stupid like that. It's very close to what Absolution was about. How did I feel about it? I thought it looked like a dumb action movie that might be fun, and probably in keeping with the latest game. From what I hear, it bombed, but I vaguely remember watching the first Hitman movie, and at one point him rolling into a window and there's some kids there who turn around and go like, huh! And on the monitor, or on the CRT thing they're playing on, is Hitman 1, and rolling my eyes at that. Like, I don't think Hitman has that big an audience that would be interested in a new movie. I was genuinely shocked when I saw they were making another one, especially because actual fans didn't like the first movie. I have no idea why they did it. But anyway, the other part of your question. Also, how do you feel about the apparent possibility that depending on how Studio Ghibli's next movie does, they might close? I've never seen one of their movies. I know they're very vaunted, but I've never watched any of them. Lastly, I recently made my own channel, so I was wondering if I can have your permission to tour my channel out for a week or two. Do you mean you've made a new account? Because if not, I mean, you leaving a comment is technically advertising it. You can let me know what your new channel is called and I'll read it out, if you want. So Matsumuni was next. It's been a little while, and he said, hey Flik, any idea when we can expect more Ark? But Dragonak has spoiled it for you and answered at the time and told you that we're recording episodes, so yeah, you've seen them by now, they're back. I'm going into slight withdrawal waiting for the new episodes. Well, thankfully they're now live, so hopefully you're enjoying. Also, sorry for the lull these last couple of months. I'm back on Patreon, and apparently we'll have a Fallout playthrough to catch up on. Yes you do, and thank you for coming back to it. I appreciate any support I get via that website, because ad revenue continues to go like that, which is also why YouTube is bringing those subscription models into, as in paid subscriptions, I mean, into effect very, very soon from what I read this morning. And Monty Owens commented, this is the last comment, and he said maybe root beer. Oh, this is in relation to potentially what it tasted like, the soda things, right? Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. So that'll about do it. Let me just quickly check my email and turn... Yeah, there's no new... So that's probably going to do it. I can't think of anything else to mention. So this will be the last day of August, so next time will be the 1st of September. Not on the 1st, I mean it'll be the first one of the month. That'll be 7 days, so there might be time for me to be able to do the patron shoutouts and whatnot in the very first episode. If not, they'll be in the one after as per usual. Fallout's going to continue until Fallout 4 comes out. I mean, I can basically finish the game almost whenever I like at this point. I'm just going around doing side stuff because I can and it's fun. So I deliberately set myself up to have, you know, the wildcard quests, if you know what those are, ready if I wanted to. So I can finish it whenever, and I will do that once Fallout 4 is, you know, at the door. So with that, that will do. Leave a comment if you want me to talk about something or answer a question or whatever else next time. And I shall see you then. Until that time, ta-ta for now.